Okay, so today I want to talk about going deep as opposed to going wide as a real estate agent. Some agents prefer to be a hyper local agent, and we'll talk about what that is. And then some agents prefer to be a niche agent. So a niche agent obviously is someone that goes after a certain demographic or a certain group of individuals that may need our help. I was having a little bit of trouble with the formatting, so excuse the jumbled nature of this form. But what I do want to go over you guys is which one are you, or which one should you be? And there's not a right or wrong, and there might be a mix in there for you guys too. You just got to figure out which is going to work for you. So there's a lot of agents that don't know which direction to head, right? Like for instance, Rocco, when I met him, he said he wanted to focus in Colonia. He wants to be known in Colonia, and that's nothing wrong with that. And there's other agents like Diego who love distress, and distress, if you stay in one town, you're going to starve. So you got to go wide. So first of all, I want to explain what a hyperlocal agent is. That's a salesperson who specializes in a certain town or neighborhood. Now, there's some people who specialize even in one, like condo development, and like they're the only person that people go to in that development. I had a property that we got as a short sale once in West New York, and it was like nothing but $1 million condos on the river, and there was this one lady who had like all the condos there, and like she just made a living off those because she didn't need 100 listings, she just needed 5 or 10, and she was making a good living. So it depends on what your target is. You know, that's what you have to figure out first before you start to head out on your marketing campaigns. So let's talk about a hyperlocal agent. A hyperlocal agent would want to create a town page, a town website, or a town page on Facebook. Now, why you want to do that is because you want to attract local organic traffic to your site. If there's people that are looking to move into Scotch Plains, or the people moving into, I don't know, West New York, like I mentioned earlier, what they're going to do is they're going to start researching that town. And if you start putting in their keywords like certain subsections of the town, or certain schools, or certain whatever, you're going to rank really high. So people are going to start visiting your website, and you're going to start to they're going to start to know that you're the person who provides recycling schedules, school information, neighborhood watch information, like anything and everything you think a person from that neighborhood should know should be provided on there. Same thing on your Facebook page. Your Facebook page should be almost a mirror of your website. So pretty much all the information you're giving on one, you're putting on the other, and you're sending people back and forth between the two. So if that's something you're looking to do, make sure that you start to get information that people would want to gravitate to and go to your page, have a reason to go there. One thing that's old school, and some of you guys may not think that this is actually a valid way of still doing business, but it is mailings. Mailings are huge if you're going to be consistent to the same people. If this month you send to one person, and next month you send to another person, and the third month you send somewhere else, obviously that's just throwing a Hail Mary, and that's just hoping that you can get somebody who you're catching at the right time. That's not how it works. The way it works is you need to always send the same data to the same people. Well, if you're a hyperlocal agent, you should pick a mail carrier route in the beginning and just stick to that one mail carrier route. It'll be a lot cheaper for you guys to do it that way, just so that neighborhood around your home or around your business will know who you are. If they're getting your stuff on a monthly basis, you can put stuff on there, not like how great Louis Leva is, but you can put information on there like, look at these local recent properties that just went on the market, look at these that just sold. Because people, before they throw it out, they're going to say, oh wow, well, I want to know what sales have happened because my home may have gone up or down in value. My house is better than this one. It's probably worth more. So they're not paying attention to you so much, but they're seeing your face and they're seeing your name. But after the 3rd or 4th month, they're going to start to recognize your name. Then they're going to say, oh, I know that name. I know that name because he always sending me stuff. So this is a long-term type of investment that you're going to make when you're sending out targeted mailers. You want to make sure that you put out enough money to cover yourself for at least a 12-month cycle on mailings. Now, by the time you get to the 12th month, you're going to start getting people calling you and wanting you to come over and do a listing presentation or get them a CMA, or they might ask you questions about like, you know, can I sell my house for this much? So you're going to start to see that, but you have to be consistent with that. It's not a one-off, guys. So make sure if you're going to do that, be always ready to spend some money for at least 12 months. And now there's tips on how to save money with that. When you guys are interested in it, just come see me and I'll give you guys some advice on how to save money on these mailings. You want to tour all the new listings. Because if you're a local expert, you want to know what your inventory looks like. You don't want to just meet a new client and they say, okay, I want to buy a house in like the Scotch Plains border with Westfield, and then not know what is out there. Like, you know, if somebody sits in your office and you're like, Oh, you want to buy there? I got this perfect house. I just looked at it on Saturday. I think it would be perfect for you. Oh, but I really need big bedrooms. No problem. This one has huge bedrooms. So you're actually also not wasting your time, because if you've already previewed some of these homes and somebody comes with you with a list of specific needs that they have, you don't have to show them 10 homes before you find the right one, because you've already seen the one that has what they need. So this could also cut down time for you guys with buyers. You want to be able to support and you want to befriend all the local businesses, right? Now, what this means is that you're a local business too, whether you think about it that way or not. You're a local agent, you're a local business. So if you want local businesses to support you, but you're not supporting them, you're shopping at Whole Foods instead of shopping at like a local small store, or if you go in a Home Depot as opposed to the guy that has the hardware store in town, then you can't expect for them to know who you are if you're not seeing them on a daily basis. So I'm not saying never go to Home Depot or never go to ShopRite or Whole Foods, but you should always think about maybe if you need to grab a little something, you always go in and show your face and make sure that they know what you're doing. And then from time to time, you should also ask them if they need any help with their marketing. Maybe you guys can do a cross-marketing campaign where you interview them, and you can showcase them on your Facebook page or on your website, and and maybe they can put up one of your business card holders, and people come in and they ask, oh, you know this person? Yeah, he's a great guy, great gal. Check him out if you want to sell your house. So this is something that's really overlooked by most people. Most people just expect people to know who they are without having to put in the work first. So always make sure that you know local business, because local businesses are really important, because you're leveraging yourself. You can meet 100 people one by one, or you can meet one business owner who meets 100 people a day. So always think about doing that. You want to door knock your neighborhood and meet your neighbors, and you also want to ask your neighbors, for the ones that are a little bit, not as shy, someone that's a little more outgoing, ask them for an interview and ask them, hey, listen, can I interview and ask you why you moved to this neighborhood and what you love about this town? And if you do that, then you can put that content on your page, on your website, everywhere, and people will start to know that, wow, this person really does work this area. He's interviewing, just regular people, who does that? Not a lot of people. A lot of people do the businesses, or do maybe an attorney or a politician or something like that, but not too many people would interview just regular everyday folks. And you know what? That person that you interviewed, they're never going to forget that you're a real estate agent after that. They're going to know that this person sells homes. So, and then you take it seriously, so that you can expect referrals from that person as well. Have a neighborhood contest. This I thought was really cool, right? So during the holidays or during Christmas or whatever it is, you can hold a contest to see who has the best decorated home in town. And maybe you do a little series on it leading up to the contest. Prize winning or whatever it is, right? So what you can do is just maybe showcase some of the homes that are putting up their lights or putting up their decorations, or maybe now during fall, you can do some of the Halloween decorations that people are doing. But have a contest to see who has the best home, and then put that content on your website, your page and stuff, and then people will really start to want to see your stuff, because they're going to be like, wow, this person, this individual has not only trying to sell themselves, but has entertaining content that I would like to see. This is something I could see people would want to follow up with and see what the outcome would be. And then I'll also give you the opportunity to meet a lot of homeowners and just tour the neighborhood. So this is going to be a lot of time that you're going to have to invest in getting yourself known as a local agent. But it's something that's necessary in order for you to differentiate yourself from everyone else. So get creative and do some things that'll pay off. The other thing I was thinking that could be important would be for you to showcase your downtown. Now there's a lot of cool things in certain downtowns. Every downtown is different. There's no two the same. So maybe one day just have someone follow you with a video where you're just walking downtown and showcasing the oldest barbershop in town, or the oldest grocery store in town, or the dry cleaners that just got bought out by someone new, and they're young business owners, or whatever. Just showcase your downtown, how convenient it is to the trains, how easy it is to find a good nail salon or something. Whatever it is that you think a downtown would be whatever downtown stores or I guess little little businesses that people would gravitate to, showcase those and show how important it is that they should know this information. You're going to obviously, with the business owners I explained earlier, you should interview a few of them and see if you can get them to promote you as well as promote themselves, and then you guys can get definitely expect business from there. Now, politicians, this is important as well, because politicians, they're always looking for more audience. They're always looking to be known more in the neighborhood. So if you want to get someone that's going to have some good content for you to put out, the mayor or a councilman, or that'll be perfect for you guys to talk to. Just get a really professional style interview with them, put that out there, and I can assure you you'll get a lot of people watching those. And they have huge followings. Politicians have thousands of people that follow them. So this would be a really good hit for you guys if you were able to contact one of them. Teachers, obviously, they're really underrated, and I think there's some great teachers and administrators and principals that deserve to be recognized for the things they've done for their kids. So I think that's someone that you guys should also focus on. Lastly, you should get local phone numbers and email lists for the town that you want to work in, and don't be afraid to email them and call them on a case by case on timely basis, just to see if there's any need for your services. Just call them. Some of them will be rude, but obviously you can take them out of your list. But just call in a local neighborhood, not even distressed, not even expired. Just call everyone and just say, hey, listen, I know that. You don't know who I am. I'm a local real estate agent. If you ever need my services, I would love to be of service. Could you please provide me with your email address, and I'll send you over my resume with links to my website that you can utilize for any community events. And people most likely will give you their email address. So once you have their email address, you throw them on your local. You create a drip campaign on conversion that's targeted to that town. So that means that on a monthly basis, or however many weeks you want to put between your contacts, you're sending them text messages and emails with local community facts, local community information, just so that way it's not like spamming them, and they don't think you're just sending them emails saying, hey, ready to sell, give me a call. Like, if you keep saying that, I mean, obviously they're gonna unsubscribe and ask you to stop sending them information. But it's important to do these things if you want to be a hyper local agent. Any questions on that? It's pretty self-explanatory, right? I don't know if anybody. Yes, Paul?
We talked about this the other day, and I just wanted to give everyone kind of some information on somebody who did this that's doing really well with the Warren real estate page.
Yeah.
This guy John, he's just an agent, and he created the Warren, New Jersey real estate page.
Mm-hmm.
And currently, right now, he's got 9,100 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And all he does is just post information about listings in the area.
Yeah.
But then he always puts his number at the end. So he's getting a lot of calls off of that.
It looks like they're his listings.
Yes. And all he does is just there's 22 new listings in Warren this year,
Exactly.
And then people, like that. And I actually was following that 2 years ago when I was looking in Warren.
Yeah.
And I just thought that, whatever I click would be, whoever's selling that house.
I'm glad you brought that up. One thing I left out of here, which shame on me, and it's just the easiest thing you guys can do, is when you spend money on marketing, just target that town for your Facebook ads. So if you want to start advertising in that local market, it's much cheaper to market on Facebook than it is to send out mailers. But if you do a combination of the two, you're really cornering every single person. So that's great, Paul. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot about that. And then once people visit your website, if you really want to get fancy on Facebook, Danny and I are working on this now. So if you guys have interest in this, you guys can definitely ask Danny about it. You can create a Facebook pixel, which tracks people who visit your website. So if you're sending people from Facebook to your website and they visited your website once, they're going to be basically, they're going to see you for the rest of their lives. They're always going to see you. Because once you've got their information, you can just target them individually if you want. And it'll always, they'll always see your stuff on Facebook. So every time they go, they're going to say, wow, this person's everywhere. Everywhere I turn, I see them. So that they're going to start to see you on every single, not even on Facebook, because if you start doing Facebook audience, which is they market across other streams, not just Facebook, they market on Forbes or any place you could think of that has an online presence. If you target them through your pixel, it'll follow them anywhere they go on the internet. So now they're going to start to see your ads not only on Facebook, they're going to see it anywhere else that they're scrolling through on the internet too. So it's going to make you look like a superstar. So when you guys are ready for that stuff. Yes, Sarah?
You said a phrase that I didn't understand.
Sure.
You said a drip campaign or conversion.
A drip campaign is exactly what it sounds like, right? It's little drips of you. So what happens is with conversions, you set up this this campaign that targets that person throughout a course of many months. And what it does is it sends them from time to time an email or from time to time a text message. And these, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is basically put the person's name, phone number, and email address into the conversion client management system, and then just click the appropriate drip campaign that you want, and then the system will do the rest of the work. So all your job is to do is maybe give them a call once in like a few months just to touch base. And if you do that, it's not going to be a cold call because they're going to be getting your text messages and your emails, so they're already going to recognize the name. And by the time you do enter their house and go for a listing appointment, they're almost going to feel like they know you already because they've seen you so much and they just get everything from you that it's not going to be a cold sale anymore. And they'll probably get you the listing over anybody else. Okay, let me move on to the niche agent. So your niche agent is someone who markets to a wide demographic. It doesn't have to be in one town, but let's just say, for instance, if I target the luxury market and I only want to deal with luxury, or I only want to deal with, let's say, athletes, or I only want to deal with relocation people, you know, so there's different types of niches that you guys could develop as time goes by. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's going to take a little bit longer, but if you want to be known as that, then you got to give some business away. You have to give some referrals out to other agents. So, for instance, if I'm luxury, and someone calls me and says, hey, I have a short sale I have to do, it's $100,000 in Newark, I may just give that to someone else and say, just give me a referral if it closes, right? There's nothing wrong with the business, but maybe you don't want to be branded with that. So, personally, you know, there's some people in here who might have certain niches that they want to do, and that's fine. And if you want to develop it, just like anything else, it's going to take time. So what you want to do is a similar kind of start to it would be creating your website or your page around your niche, luxury, distress, etc., whatever it is that you guys like to do. That's important, and the same thing with Facebook. Facebook is amazing. I didn't put it on here, but Facebook, what you can do is you can target people by criteria. So if you want to only target the luxury market, you can make it where Facebook only puts your ads out to people who make over $200,000 a year, or $250,000, or if only people who live in like I don't know, Berkeley Heights or Baskin Ridge or wherever it is that you want to, like the luxury markets you want to start to tap into, you can do that. So there's so many things that Facebook allows you to do. And it could really get kind of scary at times, where the kind of information you could find on there. You can target people who visit like the Wall Street Journal online, or people who visit Forbes online, or people who visit like anything that has to do with like high-end stuff. Again, you could also target people who are in a different demographic. You could target people who are losing their homes. So if you wanted to target people who might be visiting certain websites that would give aid and assistance to people who are in a bad situation, that could be a target that you guys can go after. You can target people who have been on Zillow. So if anybody's been on Zillow, that's a great demographic for you guys to target for new clients. So you can go on there and just create one demographic within 25 miles, anyone who's looked on Zillow. That's it. You have a perfect base of people to market to. That's going to be a real warm group of people. Okay, so you want to also send out your targeting to mailers to the demographic you want. So now instead of sending it to your mailing route, you might want to get a mailing list of people who have issues with their home, or people who have maybe a large amount of equity in their home, people who have maybe a luxury property that's been expired on the MLS. You can create this one mailing list and just keep mailing them, on a monthly basis, letting them know things that they might be interested in. So that's a little bit of a different approach. And if you still want a discounted mailing for these, you have to go through third-party vendors, because the post office, the U.S. Post Office, they have what's called EDDM, Every Door Direct Mail, and with that you get discounted postage. But if you don't do Every Door Direct Mail, that's a mail carrier's route. If you don't do it that way, then you have to go through a third party that does a large volume of mailings, so you can get a discount through them, through their volume, instead of going through the U.S. Post Office. You also want to do is showcase past homeowners who you've helped, right? So if you've helped somebody avoid foreclosure and not have to lose their home, you're going to want to get that person on video. Do an interview with them explaining how much you've helped them, what issues you helped avoid, all the other things that you could possibly think of that would be important to someone else. So you want to do this and start doing the same thing as you would have done with that local neighbor or that local politician, or anything that you think would matter to other people that are in the same predicament. You want to also interview interview experts and businesses around your niche. So if my niche again was distress, I would want to interview foreclosure attorneys, attorneys that know about this kind of process. You may want to interview someone who repairs credit, someone who does mortgages, to explain how many months or how many years you have to wait after a short sale to get another mortgage. And there's a lot of information that's floating around on it that's false. So it's good for you guys to start to kind of get this content out there. Don't just have people assume that you know what you're doing. Show them that you know what you're doing. Interview the right people so they know that you're full of knowledge. Okay, so now what you could do with contests around your niche is you can hold a contest around your post instead of your local neighborhood. What you can do is, for instance, if your post has a lot of great content on it, let's just say you have like an amazing array of information for somebody who is losing their home. If that's the case, you would want to really promote that. And the way you can promote it is, like and share this post, and get a chance to win a pair of headphones or a gift card to Whole Foods or whatever it is. People will actually go out of their way. And I actually learned this from Lim, and Lim did exceptionally well with it. She did really, really well. I think that post that she put up had I don't know how many hundreds of people liking it, and it was crazy. It went 300 people liked that post. So that was a lot of, and then it really got Lim noticed, because after that her post started to get more activity as it is. So it may be a one-time investment, or it could be a yearly investment, or every 6 months you could do something like this, but it's going to get attention to your page and to the niche that you're working in. You want to create a phone call list for those who fit your niche. So you want to find out, there's a lot of ways to find this information out. If you guys are interested in finding that out, we can definitely assist with that. We have systems in this office that allow us to get any person's phone number that's registered at any given area or any given neighborhood, so we can help you guys out with that. We can create a mailing list too, an email list that's very simple. There's a website called ListSource that we can utilize, that we can put in the demographics of the people that we want, and we'll get them. If we want only 55 and older, because we're specializing with maybe retired people, baby boomers, we can do that. We can target them by their income. We can target them by the amount of equity they have in their home. We could target them by being distressed. We target them by anything. So this is something that you guys may want to also leverage if you're ready to do your email list. Then also, you'd like to get designations around your expertise. So if you're a luxury agent, go get your luxury certification. If you want to be a relo agent, get your relo certification. And if you have really no niche at all, and you just want to get designated, go out and get your CRS, or get any other kind of designation you can get. For me personally, I think designations are great, but to me, I really wanted to have the most licensing possible. So I went out and I got my instructor's license, and I didn't know what I would need it for. But then one day I said, wow, you know what? I'm glad I did get it, because now I do a lot of educating, and it just makes me more reputable, because I can say I'm a licensed instructor. So you never know when you're going to need your designations. So grab as many designations as you can. Whoever's going to the Triple Play this year in Atlantic City, they're going to have CRS classes there. If you're wondering what it involves to get your CRS, you can just visit their website. Certified Residential Specialist is what it stands for. That's one of the highest designations you can get. It goes by production levels and things like that. So it's something good to show when you go on a listing appointment that, hey, I'm a CRS, or I'm a relo agent, or I'm a luxury agent, whatever it is that you're going after. So that's really important. Any questions on our niche agent? Anybody?
Okay, Lou,
Yes, sir.
That video that we did this weekend could be something that is really good for people. To go on the MLS and pull that data. I don't know if you're going to post it.
Which one?
The video where we did the New Providence list.
Oh, yes, I have it on my computer stuff. Okay, yeah. What Paul is mentioning is that what we did is we pulled up all the MLS data for I think we went a year or two back in New Providence, and we just pulled up every withdrawn, expired, old sold. We did, because what it is that certain areas don't have a lot of activity. So New Providence, for instance, they usually only have about 40 listings at any given time on the MLS, so there's not a lot of data there for us to go after expires, and most homes in New Providence don't expire. So if you want to start targeting people there, what you can do is you can pull up MLS data, and a lot of people don't know this, but you can download the MLS data to a spreadsheet. So any questions on that, because I'm moving on to the next topic. I took the TechCrunch course this week with North Central Jersey. And it was cool. I mean, 90% of stuff I already knew. I could probably give in some of the lectures there. But I did pick up some things that were really important. And one of them is the power of video. You know, we don't use video enough to leverage ourselves, leverage our brand. So what I did this weekend with you guys is that I got a lead on conversion and I sent it over to one of our agents. And it just reminded me how important it is to always throw everybody into conversion. That person who I got as a lead only had 10 days left on their drip campaign. So that means that if I was manually following up with that person, I would have given up a long time ago. So our drip campaigns normally last for a year. So this person with 10 days left on her drip campaign reached out to me and said, I want to see these houses. I want to go today or tomorrow. Like, I'm ready to buy. So that person was like perfect because they were being incubated this whole time. So they came over and I sent them out. It'll probably be a transaction. But why I utilized that is because I could have told you guys, I could have told you that same message via email, but I was really excited about it. So I recorded myself. I wasn't driving. I recorded myself, and then I saved it to my photos in Google, and I sent you guys the link for it. And I'm not sure how many of you guys saw the video, but I was telling you guys exactly what I'm telling you now, and I was expressing how excited I was about conversion. So now that's going to make you think twice, damn, I'm slacking. I should be putting all my people in conversion. You know, because it does work, guys, and you know, from time to time you will just get that random phone call. Yeah, I'm ready to list my house, or yeah, I'm ready to buy. So the more people you put in there, the more chances of that happening are. So let's leverage video, right? So what happens when there's multiple bid situation, right? There's a lot of people on the same house. What happens, right? The homeowner is going to pick. The homeowner is going to pick the person normally with the highest offer or with the best terms, right? Now, what if we humanized our offer? What if we recorded our client, right? What Mario said to me the other day, I want to distinguish myself. I want to give more value to myself. What more value can you give than doing a professional style video, audio, lighting with your buyers before they even find a house? Let's just say we pick John and Jill, right? And they want to buy a house. Let's sit them down and have them express who they are, showcase their children, you know, talk about why they want to move into this neighborhood, talk about, you know, like their goals for the future. Let's get that video, condense it, make it nicely edited. And now you've got this video that you can present along with your offers. I've seen letters written in the past where they write, oh, I'm John and Jill, and there's like a whole paragraph. Who wants to read a whole letter? I think the sellers are like, come on, man, I don't want to read it. Sometimes they do, and it works. But when if you had a video of your clients, now they don't just see the letter, but now they have a video of the people, and now they feel like, wow, there's actually a human being on the other side of this offer. Because nowadays, most real estate agents don't want to give you the chance to go present your own offer. Like when I started in this business, Tom probably remembers, every offer used to be presented in person. I used to sit at a table with the sellers, and I wouldn't leave the house until the offer got accepted. Like they would go back and forth. And it worked a lot better that way because nowadays you send it over, it takes a couple of days, a couple of weeks, or whatever for us to even start a turn review. Yeah, they look at the price. Yep, it's taken a lot of the you're taking a lot of humanity out of, you know, buying a home, and people just nowadays just feel like it's just another number, it's just another notch on the belt or whatever it is. So it's not what it used to be. So let's bring that back by humanizing our buyers. If you guys have buyers you're struggling with because they're looking into areas or looking for homes that have a lot of competition, let's try that out. Now, your drip campaigns. I recently did a drip campaign with Petros. He's nonstop prospecting. He's a savage. He's killing it right now. And all our drip campaign that we created 2 drip campaigns that you guys are able to utilize too. I put them as shared. Scott actually uses them now. Just look under where shared campaigns where it says distressed, and then you'll see the one that's for here. I'm actually going to name it culture distress. I'm going to change the name today. So if you go on there, just look for culture. You'll see the culture expired and you'll see the culture distressed. Now what that does is that what I did with those is that throughout our touches, throughout the text messages and emails that the person is going to be getting, there's going to be videos on there from our past, or there's going to be articles on there that they can find useful. So it's not just, hey, are you ready to sell, or hey, I'm the right guy for the job. You know, obviously those messages are great, but it's even better when people start to engage with you. So if they see that you're sending them a link along with that text message, they'll click on that link. It'll take them to another page where you have your your video showing, you know, what you did for a previous client. So what I'm telling you guys is that get creative and make your own drip campaign with video along with it. It's not that hard to do. All you have to do is just copy the links from wherever they are, whether they're on YouTube or if they're in your Google Drive. Copy those links and just put them into the drip campaign, and now it's going to start to send out video on your behalf, and people are just going to be wowed because no other real estate agent is sending them video. You know, the first touch with them should be a thank you message. So record a message of yourself. It doesn't have to be professional. It could be just like a stand and a camera, and just telling them, hey, listen, I'm really thankful that you gave me the opportunity to speak with you today, and I just wanted to record this message through video to express how deeply, you know, happy I am. Sometimes it gets lost in translation when you send a text, so you just send a couple words. All right. For those of you who don't know yet, we're putting together a seminar for on September 29th for any clients that we have, where you guys can invite any investors or potential investors, anyone that's interested in finding out more about sheriff sales. It could even be other real estate agents if you guys have any friends that might want to know about this stuff. So we're doing a seminar on the 29th explaining to our investors how simple it can be to invest in sheriff sales. Now, it's not for everyone. It's not for the faint of heart or anyone with a weak stomach. We're going to explain to them a lot of the things from A to Z, what it takes to buy a home there and what the pitfalls are to buy a home in a sheriff sale. It's not all roses, you know. So we're going to explain to them how they can partner up with us and partner up with the agents individually to you know, expand their possibility of them getting a deal. Because right now, how many people have tried to get an investor a deal on the MLS? It's not going to happen. You know, there are no deals left on the MLS. Anything on the MLS is saturated. If it's an REO, it's even worse. So right now, the only options that we've got left are short sales and sheriff sales. Now, what investor wants to wait 6 months to a year to get a property? If it's already approved, that's one thing. But if you met a guy today and you don't have a short sale for him now, what are the chances of them sticking around for a year? It's not that good. You know, so what I think is we have a never-ending supply of sheriff sales that are coming out every week, and we belong to every county from Ocean up to Hudson and Bergen. We get the information for these sheriff sales, so it's important for us to use the information we've got to leverage ourselves, and they're very lucrative, not only for the investor, but for us too. So instead of showing your investor 100 homes and then getting denied on 90 of them and making you look like you're a terrible agent, let's use what we have and go out and get them a property at the sheriff's sale. It takes training on your part, so after this seminar is concluded, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a heavy boot camp with you guys on how to buy houses at sheriff's sale, how to represent your clients at sheriff's sales, and what to know and what to expect, and you know what could possibly go wrong. You don't want to show up to a sheriff's sale and bid for your client on the wrong mortgage. You know, that can happen. Then you're going to get yourself in big trouble. So I don't recommend anyone goes there until they understand exactly how these things work and how liens work and how anything could go wrong there. So any questions on that, guys? If not, I'm going to give the stage to Marvin, right? You're going to go? Okay, I think Marvin's next, yeah.